I was thinking a little bit about using my 2 minutes, and what I want to tell you is this. You know, I was lucky enough to go to law school. My dad gave me a plaque when I graduated that said, sometimes the best man for the job is a woman. And I firmly believe, and I know you believe that too, right? And so I had a chance out of law school to work at 2 firms in Boston. I got some trial experience, which was great. I worked with some really good lawyers. But I learned pretty early on that big corporations and wealthy people are always going to have somebody who will speak for them. They can hire good help. And they've been able to do that even before these Supreme Court decisions. I thought that one of the reasons I went to law school is I wanted to make a difference, particularly for women, but not just for women. And I wanted to do something that would give me the chance to be an advocate, to be a voice for people who otherwise might not have a voice. And I tried to get a job both as a prosecutor and a defense lawyer, frankly, and the person who offered me a job was the prosecutor, so that's where I went. But besides trying cases, I also learned early on as I worked in child abuse cases, and I worked as the district attorney, that it was important not only to speak for victims, but to be fair to defendants. Our job was not to get convictions, but to do the right thing. And then I started thinking about how do we do better about preventing crime, about keeping kids out of trouble, about getting people into better reentry and stopping recidivism. And when someone said, oh, run for Attorney General, I said, I'll have to do utility rate regulation. Why would I want to do that? But I will tell you that as Attorney General, I've had the opportunity to be that voice. For people, all of us in this room, who saw Wall Street gamble with our money and lose it, and then get bailed out. We are still bailing out of that economic situation. And as this economy turns around, Wall Street is doing great. Not so much for the rest of the state, except unless you're wealthy and you have advocates and you have people who speak for you. And we've spoken for people in the AG's office, keeping people in their homes who otherwise would have been foreclosed upon, using our legal skills to make sure that we held them accountable, using money to help people stay in their homes, and using that money with legal assistance corporations. And I've come to see that we need to and can reinstall the opportunity to have legal assistance for people in the state who need it, through the court system, to speak for them. It's been my history, it's been my career. It's why I challenged the Defense of Marriage Act. Massachusetts said people should marry who they want, right? And we were successful in doing that, in being a voice for people to be fair, to have opportunity, to allow for equality is what is most important to me. And so I've had the opportunity to do it. I decided to run for governor because I think this state can be prosperous and fair, but you need a governor who knows how to do it. And I know that from the conversations we're going to have today, and I hope through this campaign, and if I'm governor, when I am governor, I may not always agree with you on how we get to particular places, but I think we're on the same page in where we should be going. And one thing you will have from me is an open door and a voice about how we can do better in this state, because I think we can be the state that says we're going to get better education and workforce development. I have some ideas on how to do that, particularly not just on good health care, but mental health care. And I think that as we are able to, in 2014, provide access, payment, which the law requires for mental and behavioral health, we'll not only get better outcomes, we'll resolve some of those issues that we've talked about on cutting down costs in the criminal justice system. And I know you'll hear a lot about the criminal justice system. I've been there, done that. We do have too many people in the criminal justice system because we didn't intervene in 3rd grade or 8th grade or high school. I know that, and I know we can do better and save money and get better outcomes. So I probably use most of my time on that. But I'm happy to get questions on any of that. But on the principle of economic unfairness and how we change the state, it's not just the governor, as you know, it's also going to be your legislature, so let's keep that in mind. But thank you for your time. I'm happy to get questions, Jordan.